Happy post-Thanksgiving. I guess that's what we call it. I'm Leticia Remauro, and I am the host of Let's Talk News. And if you landed here, that means you want to talk about Afghanistan, Venezuela, or whatever is on your mind. I hope everybody is having a great Sunday evening. And I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Mine was a lot of work, especially because I didn't sleep the night before. And because I didn't sleep the night before, I was literally dead on my feet. I had about 15 people throughout the day stop by and have some turkey and all the other stuff. I didn't make a lasagna like I usually do. Instead, I just did the traditional American Thanksgiving. And yes, I cooked everything myself. I was a chef. I did own a restaurant in my early years, and I enjoyed it greatly. So I do love to cook. So, how about you? What'd you do for Thanksgiving? Drop a comment in the chat and tell me how your Thanksgiving was, and tell me if you have paid attention to any news over the weekend or over not the weekend. I feel like it was the weekend. It's the weekend now, right? It's Sunday. Yeah. Hello, Kevin. Good to have you here. How was your Thanksgiving, Kevin? I hope it was fantastic, and I hope you've recovered. I have to tell you, I kept promising myself that I would go to the gym on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and I haven't gone to the gym yet. I don't know if I'm going to get motivated. Yeah, stayed at home and cooked. Okay. What'd you have? Tell us all about the sides, right? Because Thanksgiving is all about the sides. Nobody gives a crap about the turkey. It's all about the sides. Hello, Andrew Dorman. Happy Sunday to you. Um, our sides were they weren't. I didn't have a lot. I had stuffing. I had sweet potatoes. I had mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, salad, and then we had an antipasta platter of what did we have? I forget what kind of salami and all kinds of cheeses and deviled eggs. Hello, Lucille. Thanksgiving at Catherine's was fabulous. Oh, artichokes. Oh, you get applause for artichokes. My favorite. I made them last week. I wouldn't make them for Thanksgiving because I know if you eat an artichoke, you're not eating anything else. Oh, I'm sorry. Doing the show at 8 always gives me hiccups because I eat beforehand. Um, Baked mashed potatoes. Oh, that sounds good. And a turkey. Um, I love that you can get the smaller turkeys. Tell me something, Kevin. The smaller ones, are they sweeter? Are they I don't know. I've never cooked anything less than 20 pounds, so I really don't know. But tell me about that. And that sounds delicious, baked mashed potatoes. I'm going to try that sometime. Hello, Juice. How are you? Good to have you with us. Juice World 999. Good to have you with us. So, how was your Thanksgiving, Juice? Uh, anyway, this is what I did this year. This year, because turkeys have been for the last like 5 years, turkey like legs and necks and wings have been over the top expensive. Um, and I don't know what happened to turkeys. But when you buy them for Thanksgiving, they're like no money. I paid 29 cents a pound. So for a 20-pound turkey, I paid $5. So what I did was I bought a second 20-pound turkey, and I'm going to butcher it, and I'm going to have it because I like to have some of the turkey pieces when I make chicken soup. I don't know if anybody else does that. I made a great turkey soup after Thanksgiving. String bean casserole. Oh yeah, that sounds good. It was all right. Okay, good. I'm glad it was all right, and I hope you celebrated with friends and family. And if not, I hope that you enjoyed your own company. Hi, broccoli pie, sweet potato pie, stuffings, mashed potatoes. My sister-in-law cooks the turkey in a bag, and it was really good. Oh, good. Tried not to eat too much. God bless you. God bless you if you achieved it. I was the cook, and all I was doing was eating all day. And I'm telling you, I was so. Oh, I swore I was going to the gym. Guess what? I didn't. Hello, Francine. How are you, darling? So good to have you. So, there, besides Thanksgiving, there was a lot going on in the world. I based it with butter. Julia Child used to do a thing where she soaked a cheesecloth in butter, melted butter, and then put it on top of the turkey. And supposedly people have revived that, and I've heard that the turkeys came out fantastic. I always spatchcocked my turkey, always, and I always cook it breast side down with a lot of like veg, onions and carrots and celery and apples and a couple of oranges. And I don't baste it at all. I just put it in and that's it. And I, of course, I butter the turkey and I season it. And what I do is I lift the skin wherever I can off the breast and off the thighs, and I shove butter and vegetables there. And then I cook it breast side down, and I've always come out with a beautiful turkey. I cook it with a spatchcock. That 20-pound turkey cooked in 3 hours. Spatchcock, for those of you who don't know, you cut the backbone out and then you lay it kind of flat, the turkey. And because you don't stuff it or anything, it cooks faster. And because you don't have that cavity, it just cooks faster. And I've always found that it's delicious. And then you don't have to baste it all the time. Hello, Peter. How are you? Good to have you. All right. So enough about food, right? I'm sure you're all very, very still full from Thanksgiving. So, but more importantly than the food is, I hope that we all found out why we are thankful. I personally am very thankful for being an American. I am thankful that we have a strong president. I am thankful that we have people who are willing to protect us, our military. I'm thankful that I do not live in Venezuela or Afghanistan. I think that every one of us that was born here or has immigrated here and our citizens have a lot to be thankful for. And of course, I'm thankful for my family. They are just the most amazing people. But I'm thankful for all of you as well. So you make my day. If it wasn't for you, I'd be talking to myself, screaming at the TV like a lunatic lady. I still do that, but less since you guys all tune in and we talk. It can't out moist and melted in the mouth, wasn't ever dried. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear it. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in the world. Let's talk about the National Guards woman who we lost to a man who immigrated to America under the Biden administration. He was an Afghani who worked side by side with Americans in Afghanistan for 20 years or for however long he did. And he worked with the CIA. And apparently, Biden said, well, if you did that, you get to come here and live here. Now, I don't understand that, because if America trained these men and women to work towards freedom in Afghanistan, why are they coming here? What are we? You can't fight the Taliban in America, so why are they coming here? What you have to say about 2030 Argenta? Help me. I don't know what Argenta means. Sorry if it's a misspelling. I'm not sure, but I don't know what that word means. 2030 Argenta. So if you help me out, I'll tell you what I have to say. But at any rate, so I just want you to see what CNN just recently ran, and then we can talk about it.
Hundreds of thousands of Afghans worked with the US government during their 20-year war here, as translators, drivers, civil society workers, and doctors. Following America's chaotic withdrawal under the Biden administration in 2021, the US set up a refugee program that would provide a path for Afghans to move to the US, a lightning rod for many Republicans.
The United States of America never, ever made a promise, written or unwritten, to the people of Afghanistan that if after 20 years they were unable to secure their own country, that we would take them to ours.
When Trump returned to power this year, he cancelled refugee programs, dismantled the office dedicated to helping Afghans relocate, and barred them from entering the US altogether.
We've been speaking to a lot of those individuals across the country.
On paper, the US says they are still processing cases for people who worked with the US military directly. But many, like this man, are stuck in Afghanistan, living in fear. We've disguised his voice.
I know that the Taliban is searching for me. I'm hiding. If I come outside freely, if they find me, I'm confident that they will poison me. They will torture me. They will kill me. Donald Trump became US president. He signed the executive order and all our cases stopped. We stood with the US forces side by side for a long term, but now they banned us. Why?
So, I don't know. Am I a heartless bitch? But I don't understand. America was there trying to help people learn how to live free, how to defeat the Taliban. So our troops were there to help them, and suddenly we're supposed to take them here. Why? Why do we owe that? I don't understand. Don't they owe us for what we did to help them in their country? I don't understand it. Let's see. Hey, stop this nonsense and talk about people's privacy and AI. Okay, let's talk about it. Agenda. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm not sure. Or you might just be a troll. Okay, I think that we have a troll, so that's fine. Who trusts the CIA? Oh, who could possibly trust the CIA? Why would anybody? Take over the U.S. AI take over the U.S. Is that what that's about? To take over the U.S. Yes, big corporations controlling the people's privacy, and whatever you see in the news are scripted. Big game of control. Well, listen, this has been going on for a very long time. I mean, this is nothing new, Cafe. We have been spoon-fed just what the media has wanted us to know and what the elite has wanted us to know for forever. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, we would have never realized that or saw that. The fact that, they're all in cahoots to try and get rid of him is enough to show us what we've been living under all along. And that's why, America First and MAGA is such an important movement. It's not about Donald Trump, MAGA. It's about taking back America from these globalist elite who are trying to destroy it. So that's, I hope that helps. People working in the CIA don't trust the CIA. Yeah, well, the thing is that, how did we become the bad guys? Because we were helping them and it didn't work out and we didn't get any, they didn't get any further along. So now we're supposed to absorb them into our culture? No. If you can't fight for yourself, we can't save everybody. So why are we the bad guys? I don't understand it. And this guy, it's the stupidest thing. We brought him here to fight the Taliban? No. Just no. So much wrong with that. That was Biden sending him there. Yes, because they made the refugee program, which made no sense, which made absolutely no sense. Why? How many burgers you need to sell to get $1 billion? I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but God bless you. Hi, Gloria. Can't stand AI on Facebook. Can't believe anything you see. No, you can't believe anything that you see. And that's been a problem for a while now, is that we don't know what's real. We don't know what's fake, right? So finally we understood that we were being manipulated by the news media. And just as that was exposed to us, now we have to live in this world of AI where you don't know what's real, what's fake. I mean, we know, and we've spoken about it on this program, that this whole hysteria for the woke of ICE taking children or taking parents away from their screaming children are all deep fakes. They're all AI. It doesn't happen. ICE doesn't go into schools. ICE doesn't go into college campuses. ICE isn't separating children from their parents. They're deep fakes. But they're out there, and they're motivating people to violence and to stand out and protest every single day. It's crazy how this country is being undermined. And it only seems to happen when Donald Trump is president. Did we notice that? When Obama was president, there were protests, but nothing like this. When Biden was president, even though the disastrous withdrawal of Afghanistan, we didn't have, 6 or 7 Republicans out there saying, don't follow unlawful orders. You have a duty not to follow unlawful orders. We didn't have that because it would never happen. Because we know that if you're going to tell the military not to follow orders, that's treason, that's sedition, and that's punishable by, prosecution and possibly death. So how come under Trump this happens? Well, here's why. Because they are pretending that Trump's not really a president. He wasn't duly elected by us. They're pretending that Trump wasn't elected twice by the American people. And they're condemning anyone who voted for him along with him. And they're anesthetizing people to him as president. And what's the saying? They're not going to kill us, but they're not going to kill you because you're a Nazi. They're going to call you a Nazi so they can kill you. And that's what it's become, right? Is that they're calling us all Nazis when we're anything but. They're calling us fascists. They're calling us dictators. They're calling us all these names to dehumanize us, so that when they go out there and they kill us in various ways, that it will be justified. And that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing. Defense industry dollars can't control Trump, absolutely, and neither can the global elite. Right? And that's the problem here, is that the global elite had a plan, and Trump, and I'm not going to say Trump, I'm going to say the American people were smart enough to elect Donald Trump to stop it. Not once, but twice. We're smart. We're very smart. The Democrats don't think we're smart, but we're smart. We need to be ready to go into combat with the Muslims soon. It is frightening. It is frightening what's going on in the UK and in other parts of the world with the Muslim takeover. It's very frightening. And we need to be careful. I mean, I don't know if you saw Tim Walz trying to defend the corruption in his state with all the Somalis who are stealing money, food stamps, and then also autism studies, and they were sending it back to it was all going back to Somali, and it was funding terrorist organizations. And Tim made his rounds on the news stations, and he was defending himself, saying, "Oh, no, that's not happening. We take care of business. I don't know what anybody's talking about." It's crazy. Okay, so we got 10 minutes left to talk about Venezuela. I don't know if you all saw this, but there are Democrats and Republicans in the Senate and the House who are saying that Trump needs to stop the bombing of the boats that are bringing fentanyl into the country. All right, let me play the video clip, okay, and then we'll talk.
For weeks, the Trump administration has been ratcheting up the pressure on Venezuela. The world's biggest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is in striking distance of Caracas, and there are now around 12,000 US military personnel in the area. On Saturday, Trump escalated the situation still further. In a post on his Truth Social platform, he declared, "To all airlines, pilots, drug dealers and human traffickers, please consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety." It's no secret that the Trump administration wants to see Venezuela's president, Nicolás Maduro, ousted from power. The Americans claim he heads a narco state which is flooding the US with illegal drugs. More than 80 people have been killed in military strikes on boats in the Caribbean Sea, allegedly carrying narcotics destined for the US. But on the streets of Caracas, residents say the move to close Venezuelan airspace hurts ordinary people.
I think it's unfair because there are people who need to travel for work, business, to see our family, and we Venezuelans are not to blame for these situations. We are the ones who pay the consequences for the things that are happening.
It affects us a lot because at least many people who are abroad, who were going to spend Christmas with their families here, can no longer do so. And many people who were going to visit their families abroad cannot do so either. So we are locked up here in Caracas, Venezuela. Of course, it affects us.
In a statement, Venezuela's foreign minister denounced Trump's announcement as a colonialist threat and another unjustified aggression against the Venezuelan people. The question now is whether Trump will actually enforce the airspace closure using the US military, a move that would raise the stakes still further.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. Just so that we all know, we're not in this alone. Trinidad and Tobago is hosting our forces. The Dominican Republic, Guyana, Grenada, and Puerto Rico are all working with the United States. Why? Because overdose deaths, and I mean, we're talking about worldwide, we're talking about on average about 500 to 600,000 people die from overdoses of fentanyl and opium and other things that come to Venezuela. And if it wasn't for Narcan, we're seeing a decline, a little bit of a decline now, but that's because of Narcan. If we didn't have Narcan, it would be still going up. And if you ask me, Narcan is just, it's crazy, right? Because, you save somebody so that they can do more drugs. We have to stop the drugs coming in. This has been going on for too many decades, and too much money has been spent trying to win this war on drugs. And now Rand Paul and Tim Kaine and a couple of others are saying that if Donald Trump continues to strike these boats, he might be brought up on war crimes. Why? Because it was a CNN report that one of the boats was struck and it was rendered, I guess it was stopped. And then a second wave of aggression took place, and the survivors on the boat were all killed. Now, what? I mean, first of all, it's a CNN report. How the fuck does CNN know? We know. How did they know? What do they know? That's number one. Number two is, if they were on the drug boat, then they were bringing drugs to America. Donald Trump has warned, and he said, and I stand behind him. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that using force to stop the drugs from coming into this country by boat, by air, by land, by any way, is right or wrong on the part of Donald Trump? How many people should we lose in our society to drugs before it's not okay? I mean, we shut down a whole country because of a flu. Fentanyl is taking out more people than COVID ever did. So I don't know. What do you think? Trump needs to stop acting like he really is POTUS. No, well, I think Trump is doing what he has to do, and I don't think that he cares if they call him fascist or if they try and get in the way. He's there for a job. We put him there for a reason, and he's going to do it. President Trump deserved his vote and has delivered his promises successfully and wishes complete success continuously. I agree with that statement. No, he does not stop targeting the board because they were heading to the U.S. Right. He is the president, but we have Republican senators that are saying, oh no, this is military action. This is not emergency. We've got to get agreement from Congress before we can do this. Hi, Leticia, just got back from Dairy Queen for a blizzard. Oh, cool. That is one of my favorite things. Two things that I love: a good sandwich, most usually turkey, lettuce, tomato, a little bit of onions, and mayonnaise on Italian bread or Kaiser roll, and Snickers Blizzard. Those are the two things that I love. And this is why I'm as big as I am. Countries who turn their back on the U.S. will get to see the U.S. turn its back on them. Says you, Peter, because is it good? I mean, is anybody else going to have a backbone like Trump enough to say, screw you? I mean, even everybody is coming after him. Everybody. He's doing the right thing, and everybody's coming after him. CNN has its own spy satellites overhead, apparently. Watch the fall of the cabal. These people are running America. Oh, excellent, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for telling us that. I did not watch that one, but I heard about it. And you know what? I'm going to watch it. It's not on Netflix, right? It's on Amazon Prime or something like that. How many people in government are in the drug business, since the pharmaceutical industry are the biggest donors for the elections? Excellent point, Ramon. Excellent point. He is right. Those boats shouldn't have been heading towards the U.S. I mean, Tim Kaine, the guy that went down to have pina coladas with the Maryland dad, what's his name? Oh God, I'll think of it in a minute. He's crying over 80 members of the drug cartel being killed. So, really? I mean, so he cried for Abrego Garcia, but did he cry for Sarah Beckham when she got shot in the head? Did any Democrat cry for Sarah Beckham? I just don't understand their mentality. Well, I understand it because their goal is not to help America. Their goal is to undermine America, same as Biden's goal was to undermine America. All right, so that's where we are. America is not alone. We have allies in this. If you agree that Trump should keep going, then call it if you live in a Democrat state, or even if you don't, call Tim Kaine, burn up his lines, and tell him to start, putting America first and Americans first. Just a reminder, Van Epps, please, if you can, get on the phones tomorrow. Let's call. Tuesday is the special election in Tennessee for Congress, and Van Epps, we need to get him in. So everybody, Van Epps, go on his website, and Matt Van Epps is his name. Go on his website, sign up to be a volunteer. They will send you the link. You just use your own phone and you make the calls. And let's do what they do to us. Let's actually work for what we want. Okay. I managed to go over, even though I thought I wasn't. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Thank you so much. And Mike, thank you for reminding me about the fall of the cabal. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll watch it in between.